This is the Bass Forecast bait breakdown over the bladed jig. In this short video, we're gonna cover these 5 topics. Key features, top tips, matching forage, rod, reel, and line, and hook set. Let's start with the key features. What are the components that make up this reaction bait? This lure is built upon a worm hook with metal molded around it, making it into a jig head. Directly underneath the head, you have a skirt, either banded or wire tied. Attached to the head of the jig is your blade, with a split ring or a snap in the middle where you tie your line to. This blade is what makes this lure so special and gives it its signature sound underwater. And the last component is the soft plastic trailer. This here is a complete bladed jig package, and picking the right trailer is crucial. We're gonna talk more about that in the matching forage section later on. Bladed jigs, also known as vibrating jigs, can be fished in any water column and come in tons of different weights, but a good all-around beginner vibrating jig weight is going to be 1/2 ounce. Now, depth of retrieve all depends on where the fish are, but I would recommend keeping your vibrating jig around or as close as you can to cover, structure, grass, and the bottom. I found that the farther away I get from cover, that's where the spinnerbaits, the crankbaits thrive, but especially around cover, around boat docks, wood, grass, the vibrating jig is fantastic. So for depth, just keep it as deep as you can and as close to the bottom as you can. So the retrieval with a bladed jig is super simple. All you gotta do is make a long cast over a flat or a short cast to a piece of cover, let it sink for 1 to 2 seconds, and then begin your retrieve, either a straight retrieve or a stop and go, speed up, slow down. Sometimes bass prefer one retrieve on one day and a totally different retrieve the next day, so start with the Bass Forecast recommended retrieval speed and then adjust from there. And if it's cloudy or windy, try a faster retrieve to start, keeping it high in the water column, and if it's calm and sunny, go low and slow crawling that thing across the bottom. Now, how about the location of the bladed jig? Where can I throw it? Well, it can work in open water, it can work around grass, it can work around wood, it works everywhere. I throw this thing 12 months out of the year. But a good starting place would be the Bass Forecast recommended locations because it's telling you to fish there for a reason. Bladed jigs come in all kinds of colors, but the only 2 categories you really have to worry about are baitfish and bluegill imitators, because that's the only species of forage that a bass eats that actually move fast. For imitating shad and baitfish, use a white or a gray color pattern. And for bluegill and perch, use more natural colors like green pumpkin, watermelon, and some chartreuse. And for the soft plastic trailer, you want to pick one that closely matches the actual color of your bladed jig. And if you want your lure to stay lower in the water column, rig that trailer with the appendages vertical. And if you want it higher in the column, rig the trailer horizontal. One of the great things about the bladed jig is that you don't need any specific combo to find success using this lure, but we recommend a bait casting rod of at least 7 foot in length, a fast gear ratio reel 7 or above, and 12 to 17 pound fluorocarbon or monofilament line. Because a bladed jig is moving towards you as a bass bites it, oftentimes the fish will hook itself. So there's no need for any kind of crazy aggressive hook set. All you gotta do is feel that vibration, and then when they bite it, oftentimes the vibration is gone. All you gotta do is sweep the rod and keep the pressure on throughout the fight, and you'll find yourself landing almost every vibrating jig bite you get. We hope this video gives you more confidence in using a bladed jig so you can adapt to the conditions and catch more bass. And I'll see you guys out on the water.